To our BUSI 601 PESTEL Group project presentation with team members Effie, Emily, Fabian, and Jamina. We will be speaking to you today about a North Vancouver, British Columbia-based business called Westlynn Bakery. For the table of contents, we will begin with the introduction of Westlynn Bakery's background and local competitive market, along with the overview of the PESTEL forces and an analysis of all 6 of these with a specific focus on current strengths, current challenges, future prospects, and future risks. The PESTEL forces that we will cover are political, economic, social, technological, environmental, and legal. Ending with a holistic approach, we will also cover the areas of success, future risks, and sustainability, as well as provide a summary. Westlynn Bakery is located in Lynn Valley Centre in the heart of this North Vancouver community. The business has been in operation for more than 40 years, with the most recent change in ownership occurring in 2014 when Paul and Lisa Polizzi took over the business. The bakery is open 7 days a week and offers freshly baked and frozen goods, including both sweet and savory items, seasonal baked goods, and their specialty product, which is sausage rolls. In terms of local competition, both Safeway and Save-On-Foods are chain supermarkets that offer in-store bakeries, and each competitor is actually situated within the same mall as Westlynn Bakery. Korosh Bakery is a Persian bakery that opened in 2018 in a strip mall. It's about a block away from Westlynn Centre, and it specializes in over 50 distinct types of cookies, cakes, and pastries, while they have also expanded into nuts, seeds, and dried fruit. So that's a bit of a differentiating point. Bad Dog Bread is another competitive specialty bakery located in the Capilano area of North Vancouver, and there are also more than a dozen bakeries in the Lonsdale corridor, which is considered the main street of North Vancouver, about a 7 to 8 minute drive from Lynn Valley. One final large competitive chain bakery is actually Cobb's Bread Bakery, which has 4 locations in the North Vancouver region alone, and this one is a franchise model. Now we will speak about our overview on political, economic, social, technological, environmental, and legal PESTEL factors. So I will hand it over to Jamina to start us off with political.
Political forces. Our current strength. During pandemic, the government has provided financial support and subsidies to local businesses so they can continue to thrive in the business. Canadian Emergency Business Account, CEBA, is one of the programs that Westlynn Bakery can potentially utilize so they can be more resilient. By introducing these different strategies and building infrastructures such as plexiglass to keep employees and the customers safe. Westlynn Bakeries has been successful in maintaining its reputation as a reliable retailer, gaining customers' confidence and loyalty during a pandemic. Current challenges. Provincial government has introduced new regulations and controls such as social distancing, limitations to gatherings, and restricted dine-ins. The aim of the government is to ensure safety of the people in the province. However, this has created downstream impacts for the businesses. There have been fewer customers and less traffic in the mall itself, resulting in decreased sales during COVID-19 pandemic and affected Westlynn cash flow. Future prospect. In the future, Westlynn Bakery will be well prepared for any impacts that arise because the current supports and local community members, government subsidies, and the programs that the government has implemented. And at the same time, they will ensure flexibility with a changing political environment, as well as embracing potential new government regulations and restrictions to ensure compliance. Future risks. Small businesses are struggling to survive during challenging times. The threat of future COVID-19 variant may force the government to introduce lockdowns, precautions, or restrictions. Future government programs and supports may result in businesses experiencing decreased profitability. So the government has to be more careful in the future when they're implementing these programs. I'll handle this to my colleague, Effie. You're muted.
Sorry. Thank you, Jimena. I will discuss about economic and social forces. Economic forces include economic factors that directly impact the economy and its performance, which in turn directly affects the organization and its profitability. For current strengths of Westlynn Bakery include tax advantages, operating a mixed capitalist country, and the Canadian economy recovery. For tax advantages, they serve as a current strength of Westlynn Bakery because they positively impact the pricing and net income of the business. Westlynn Bakery, as an incorporated limited company, can reduce taxes through legal tax loopholes and tax credits. As a privately owned small business, the bakery can pay a combined income tax rate of 11% from the 9% and 2% federal and provincial tax rates, respectively. The products sold in the bakery are also exempt from the 7% provincial sales tax rate. Under operating a mixed capitalist country, since Westlynn Bakery operates in a capitalist country, it allows the business to discover and implement strategies when it comes to responding to consumers' demands. It also enables the business to adapt to emerging market trends and changing consumers' needs. As long as the business is not violating any laws, the business can operate and decide whatever is deemed necessary towards achieving its goals. The Canadian economy rebounded by 1.3% in the third quarter of 2021 and is expected to increase to 1.9% in the fourth quarter of the current year. According to Vancouver Economic Commission, real GDP of Vancouver is estimated to rebound by 6.8% in 2021 and forecast to increase by 4.1% in 2022. The aggregate household disposable income in Canada increased to $355 billion in the second quarter of 2021 from $342 billion in the first quarter of 2021. The current challenges of the business under economic forces include the impact of floods, rise in inflation, and the minimum wage increase. For the impact of floods, the recent floods in British Columbia indirectly affected Westlynn Bakery due to supply chain disruption, resulting in decreased sales. The province is still recovering from the damage caused by the floods. When it comes to rise in inflation, inflation affects the pricing of Westlynn Bakery. As inflation rises, the commodities price has to increase to cope up. The inflation rate in Canada of 4.7% in October 2021 was the highest inflation rate since February 2003. Inflation rates were 4.4% and 4.1% in September 2021 and August 2021, respectively, and are expected to increase to 4.9% by the end of the quarter of this year. When it comes to increase in the minimum wage, just like inflation, the minimum wage affects the pricing of the business. As the minimum wage increases, the price of the bakery products increases to consider the additional cost. The minimum wage in British Columbia is $15.20 per hour as of June 1, 2021, up from $14.60 per hour last year. The future prospects of Westlynn Bakery under economic forces include the forecast of inflation rate decline, unemployment rate decrease, and high labor force. For forecast of inflation rate decline, an inflation rate decline will allow Westlynn Bakery to retain or lower its product prices. The inflation rate forecast of 2.2% and 2.5% for 2022 and 2023 respectively is an improvement from the expected 4.9% inflation rate in the final quarter of 2021. When it comes to the forecast of the unemployment rate decrease, the lower the unemployment rate, the better it is for Westlynn Bakery. Employed consumers can afford to buy the products that they want. The unemployment rate forecast in Canada is 6.2%, a considerable decrease after the pandemic. British Columbia's October 2021 unemployment rate of 5.6% is below the national unemployment rate of 6.7%. With a high labor force, increased productivity of skilled workers and labor efficiency can be expected. Out of the total British Columbia population of 4,375,700, aged 15 years and older, the labor force rate is 65.2%. The future risks of Westlynn Bakery under economic forces include impact of future floods, a slowdown of economic recovery, and increasing competition. Flooding can pose a future risks as it may occur again and impact Westlynn Bakery unless British Columbia drastically improves its drainage system. Westlynn Bakery will be exposed to risks every time heavy rains and storms come without additional insurance to cover such natural disasters. A slowdown of economic recovery due to COVID-19 variants would cause Canada's economy to slow down when it comes to its recovery stage. The COVID-19 variants, as I mentioned, will be the reason of that economy recovery to retain to the same stage. When it comes to increasing competition, the competition in the industry continues to be a future risk because if the business does not adapt to the consumer's demands, it will lose its market share from its product manufacturing and retail competitors. Let's move on to social forces. Social forces include identifying the social environment and the emerging trends. It is also about understanding consumer needs and wants in a social setting. The current strengths of the business under social forces include high traffic location, variety of affordable and quality food items, and customers' loyalty and well-established name. With regards to high traffic location, Westlynn Bakery is located in Lynn Valley Centre, where Mountain Highway and Lynn Valley Road meet. The high traffic location provides Westlynn Bakery with access to a wide range of demographics. The bakery has the opportunity to cater to the needs of current and potential customers out of the total population in North and West Vancouver. When it comes to the variety of affordable and quality food items, since the bakery is a family-owned business managed directly by the owners, the standard baking process is monitored and quality products are prepared to meet customers' expectations of high quality and consistency. When it comes to customers' loyalty and well-established name, the bakery has a loyalty program, and in 2021, the business won the Favorite Bakery Award in the North Shore News Reader's Choice Awards. The bakery also won the same award in 2020, 2017, and 2014. The current challenges of Westlynn Bakery under social forces include inability to cater to the health-conscious consumers' demands, failure to access the consumers' unlimited delivery timing. When it comes to inability to cater to the health-conscious consumers' demands, currently, Westlynn Bakery only offers gluten-free cookies for consumers with allergies and celiac disease. In addition, bakery products are sugary, so this is a challenge for the business to sell their existing products to health-conscious consumers. When it comes to failure to access the consumers, though the bakery has a delivery option for customers who cannot visit the store, the delivery is based on the previous day's 2:00 p.m. order cutoff, and it is limited within North and West Vancouver from Monday to Saturday afternoons. That means to say potential customers outside of this area cannot order items for delivery. When it comes to limited delivery timing, as mentioned, the delivery is from Monday to Saturday afternoons only based on the last day's 2:00 p.m. cutoff. Customers who want to eat the bakery's product within the North Shore area will not wait for the delivery the following day. They will tend to buy from other bakeries that can provide the products on time. The future prospects of Westlynn Bakery under social forces include the ability to offer healthy, organic, and plant-based bakery products, increased access to consumers, and more delivery timings, and expansion in the form of a bakery school. When it comes to offering healthy, organic, and plant-based bakery products, with diversity, the business will succeed. Health-conscious consumers will be part of Westlynn Bakery's customers if these products will be offered in the future. When it comes to the increased access to consumers and more delivery timings, the higher the access to consumers, the higher the sales. The more frequent the delivery timings, the more sales. If the business cannot handle the delivery service internally, it can consider engaging third-party food delivery service providers such as Skip the Dishes and DoorDash. When it comes to expansion in the form of a bakery school, given the baking reputation of Westlynn Bakery, coupled with the owner's passion, extending in the form of know-how in baking is a promising idea that will have a high probability of success. When it comes to the future risks of Westlynn Bakery under social forces include the inability to cater the health-conscious consumers' demands, failure to adapt to the market trends, and ignoring inclusivity. When it comes to the inability to cater the health-conscious consumers' demands, without a proper strategy to respond to consumers' demands will pose future risks for Westlynn Bakery. If consumers cannot get the demands from Westlynn Bakery, they will get it from the competitors. When it comes to failure to adapt to the market trends, the competition will leave the business behind if it does not adapt to changing market trends. Again, consumers will buy from the competitors that offer the trending bakery items. And when it comes to ignoring inclusivity, if Westlynn Bakery does not extend the delivery outside of North and West Vancouver, the potential sales from consumers outside the places will be opportunity cost. For a business to succeed, it should consider inclusivity among consumers. Now, I will hand the presentation to Fabian to discuss about technological.
Okay, so technology has many advantages for small businesses. Westlynn Bakery uses a mix of latest technologies to make its process faster, easier, and to enable a consistent finished product. In the current challenges, technology also has disadvantages in the bakery industry. One of which is disconnecting people from making the food. As the finished product is constant with the machine, but is industrialized product can sometimes be boring and tasteless. It is more rewarding to experience the taste and texture of bakery products that are handmade. Westlynn Bakery has a mix of both machines and staff members making the product. In the future prospects, creating cakes and other quality bakery goods is a proper art form. Bakers have the instinctive ability to create something beautiful out of plain dough, flour, and basic ingredients. There are specific software programs that can gather information for companies to make better decisions, schedules, menus, and implement a loyalty program. Also, mobile apps can help business reach more customers, manage payments, and take orders from one fingertip. In the future risk, we can find that technology has a system vulnerability. Also, managing social network without proper professional advising can be harmful. And managing a marketing campaign with an unfocused point. I will hand it over to Jimena for environmental.
Thank you, Fabian. I will discuss about environmental forces. Current strength in environmental forces. At Westlynn Bakery, all the baked goods that haven't been sold are donated to the Open Door, a charity for single mothers. The bakery has introduced an incentive program for their customers and also looking forward to becoming more involved with local schools, work groups, and sports clubs. Above all, Westlynn Bakery takes care of its physical environment and is giving back to the community, which really helps with the connection with the community, and the community is giving back loyalty to the company. Current challenges. BC went through a challenging time. Heavy rains, flooding, severe forest fires, and heat waves due to extreme environmental and climate change impact, which all these led to the declaration of states of emergency, which has negatively impacted supply chains across the province. Damaged infrastructures caused shortage of products and empty shelves in the grocery stores. As a result, decreased sales and disruption of income flows have been faced by many small business owners, including Westlynn Bakery. Future risks. These events and changes in climate conditions are expected to increase in the coming years, as scientists predict. Also, we have local businesses that will need to ensure or align with new municipal bylaws that are coming up. Non-compliant with these new plasticky rule or bans that are coming up, which will be enforced in January of 2022 in Vancouver, Westlynn has to make sure that they get rid of their plastic bags in stock, because that's what they are using at the moment. And it can be very challenging, and also they will lose money, because if they have a lot of stock, then they're gonna have to expense it or figure out a way of covering that expense or the cost they will incur. Another risk is that businesses need to ensure that are considering environmental impacts of their daily businesses decisions, which will result in a healthier community for all. Future prospects. BC government has recently introduced new programs to support local businesses in managing the recent flood that just happened. So these programs has been made available to individual, small business owners, and they act as a safety net to mitigate future instances of related climate disasters. And proactively, the government or BC has a program of Clean BC Plan, it's called, which commits that the government will develop a new climate adaptation strategy that will be very, very helpful in the future to help overcome these calamities, and will be very supportive to the province and in the business at large. And at the moment, I will handle over to Fabian to discuss about legal forces.
Thank you, Jemina. The bakery has over 40 years of operation, so it doesn't have to worry about starting up requirements and permits. As mentioned before, Westlynn Bakery is strategically located at the mall, so it has been designed to follow all the legal and regulatory requirements for BC government. The premises are well maintained, easily cleaned, and free from any noxious or toxic substances. The waste disposal system is operating in compliance with the requirements of Vancouver Coastal Health. In the bakeries are exempt from the provincial sales tax for buying specialized equipment within the Provincial Sales Tax Act. So that's an advantage for the bakery industry. The current challenges: there are many permits needed for the bakery to adhere to the law. The food industry is followed closely by the government to comply with all the regulations for that industry. It's not difficult to have the permits, but to maintain it's the difficult part, because there are many audits and inspections that are performed by the local municipality. In the future prospects, British Columbia provides tax breaks for production machinery and equipment. It also offers relief programs for businesses affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. financial assistance for small businesses in a disaster like the flood. Also, legal protects you from trademark registration. When there's trademark registration, legally you're protected for the business for future disputes. In the future risk, changing legislature and regulatory requirements can be difficult to follow. Compliance with standards and legal practices. Non-compliance of legal requirements can result in canceling business licenses. I will hand it over to Emily.
Thank you so much. So we will end off here with the holistic approach, focusing first on the areas of success and future risks. So to date, the owners and staff have truly done an excellent job at managing the 6 environmental forces, especially during very uncertain times with both a global pandemic and recent flooding in BC, which of course is out of their control, but they have done an amazing job at really being flexible and adaptive during challenging times, especially when there is decreased mall traffic and issues with supply chains as a result. So they have really focused on remaining flexible with the imposition of new health and safety restrictions from the local government, as well as keeping sustainability and environmentally friendly practices into their daily decision-making practices. In addition, as we had mentioned previously, there is a very strong sense of community as the bakery's staff are heavily involved in Open Door, a charity for single mothers, and other community-based efforts as future areas of expansion. A business's ability to adapt helps to propel it forward with a keen eye on how best to remain agile in an ever-changing environmental landscape. In doing so, both the owners and staff members of Westlynn Bakery must maintain a keen awareness of and adherence to the regulatory and compliance standards that are issued by Vancouver Coastal Health, both today and anything that comes up in the future. Ensure to file their tax returns every year with the Canada Revenue Agency and maintain their business licensing requirements and food safety certifications. So as long as they continue doing that, they will set themselves up for success. As an established and stable business of the Lynn Valley community for over 40 years, there is a bright future ahead for Westlynn Bakery to continue succeeding in the local bakery industry, even as new competitors emerge. And from that competitive landscape, the real overarching strengths of Westlynn Bakery are that it is truly ingrained as a local business, having been a part of the Lynn Valley community for so long. So it is very well known and established, and it provides that consistent product quality that its customers have come to expect. For future strategies for success, it's really about making sure that they're fostering personal and business growth, as well as continuing to support those sustainability practices that they're doing today, and nourishing community relationships in expanding more partnerships out to the local community. So much of what Westlynn Bakery is already doing today has set this small business up for success, and we look forward to seeing how they continue to succeed and navigate the future environmental forces. So in summary, we have covered the introduction of Westlynn Bakery's background and the local competitive market, an overview of the PESTEL forces, and an analysis that covered the strengths, challenges, prospects, and risks of all 6 of those. And then we have ended off with the holistic approach with areas of success and future risks and future strategies for continued success. And of course, we have our references here. And just wanted to thank you for your time and welcome you to reach out with absolutely any questions or feedback that you may have about our PESTEL report and presentation. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.